What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, back again with another Pokemon Pocket video for you all. We are diving into the meta. That's right, that's what this video is all about. We have so many fun things to dive into. We got ongoing tournaments that are happening, 750 players, basically 360. We have tournaments that have been completed that we've compiled through, and so really just looking at these standings, really coming out here with the best decks for you to be playing this week. Get your practice in before ranked really comes through, and then you know exactly what you want to play with. If you haven't by now, hit that like button. Please be sure to do so. Subscribe, click the notification bell when I say you didn't miss out a thing. All right, that out of the way, y'all. Let's go ahead and dive right on in. And so we're looking at our first deck here. Mega Absol EX is really coming out on top as one of the premier megas, really. We shot out the gate that it was going to be like Mega Blaziken, which we'll get to later on in this video, but Mega Absol has definitely taken the cake here. And then this more variation, the more popular variation, running a dark energy only set where you're consistent with your Mega Absol and your Darkrai, but Pichu is here to power up your Oricorio when you can. If not, you definitely have Oricorio out there to oppose other Megas or other EXs that you may or may not run into, so that way you can continue on with the attack there. Being able to disrupt their hand by discarding their pieces between your own your Giant Keep, your Pokemon Center Lady, the ping from Darkrai, and the attack from Oricorio. You attack opposing Oricorio, so overall you cover your bases and you still give yourself that additional push to attack with Darkrai pings with the red ability, ensuring that you can lock in the win with the double Cyrus there as well too. So really strong deck, really taking it to that really next step here in terms of not only disruption but constant damage that your opponent really can't get too much away from. Plus being able to add in that Oricorio makes it really hard but really good for other folks who are looking to play this deck. There is another Mega Absol deck that has actually kind of taken folks by surprise in the the biggest tournament, the Pocket Match tournament here. This is what is 8-0 so far to end day one. It is Mega Absol here, but instead of using Pichu and Oricorio, this player decided to pilot Chingling and a Tygrogue here to then be able to just kind of get a lot of good things off here, right? If your opponent is leading, into the mirror here, you're doing really well. If your opponent's leading that Oricorio, you get to ping for 20. If that opponent is leading that Pichu, you get to ping with Darkrai and then hit for 20. The Oricorio, your Tyrogue hits for 40. That Giovanni, I've done this combo so many times. Ping with Darkrai, hit Giovanni, hit with Tyrogue, and that Oricorio is gone. You never have to worry about it again. They are also running 2 Rocky Helmet, so in case that Oricorio does go for an attack here, they do lose out to this here due to the Rocky Helmet. That extra tip damage with Darkrai solves a lot of issues. Chingling, I think, is probably the best card out of this set. For those who play TCG Standard, there's Badoo and Badoo Wars. I hear goes crazy, but the idea in which that your opponent is not allowed to play Pokeball, not allowed to play Red Card, not allowed to play XP, just shut these out, and the only way for them to get their cards is through Professor's Research or a copycat is actually incredible. Because if you are going first and they can only play a basic, you've had so many hands where you have one basic and you're like, all right, that's fine, I have Pokeballs, I'll figure this out. Income Chingling, and you're stuck with that one basic. You can't rare candy, and so that can spell very quick wins for you, because you're just out of the game. You can't play to your full potential here because you're literally restricted cards. And again, we just talked about Mega Absol being able to be disruption, Darkrai being a great dark follow-up because this only takes 2, you'd be able to have that. So really cool variant here of these two, Mega Absol and Darkrai, with these babies as an addition to help with their attacks and chipping away, so that way Mega Absol or Darkrai can come in and take the win. Up next, we have the more popular Mega Altaria EX variant here. This is where it's leading into where you have your Chinglings, again, premier card, being able to disrupt what your opponent is trying to play into. You have Jirachi to oppose those babies as well. We've seen it that's at 30 HP. We saw the Pichu, we saw the Tyro, we saw opposing Chinglings. So like Jirachi is really good slot to have in Mega Altaria, because it is psychic, you might as well play it. And the 30, the star drop deals that damage anywhere on the board. So it's not limited to like Hitmonlee, where it can only attack in the back. You know, Baby Absol attacks only in the back, Heatmor only attacks in the back. Jirachi allows you to attack anywhere for still that one energy, which makes it a very strong card into these opposing pieces. And your Indeedee EX, yes, it is an EX, but again, they need to knock out, they need to be able to hit this Indeedee in order for it to be a thing. So you get to heal with it turn after turn, keeping yourself alive more longer than you thought that you would be able to. And that psychic damage attack, that 2 energy, 30, and 30 more for every energy that your opponent has, like, that deals a lot, right? If this is an opposing Darkrai and they've already gotten chip damage a little bit, either through the Chingling or the Jirachi once, like this psychic knocks them out, right? Or if they attack something with a Rocky Helmet and you just swing right back there, like you get to take that out as well. So this is a this is like a very defensive mon, but in terms of, because you get to heal, but you really do get to do a lot of sneaky things. And then last but not least, we got Mega Altaria. It's just a hard hitter here. It's very easy to set up to get to your 130. It's 2 energy. You attack very quickly. Lisa helps you build into that. Baby Altaria does the same and makes very quick work of opposing Altarias. So there's no opposing Oricorio, so there's no worry about that there. And Cyrus is really good here because 130 sometimes isn't enough to take them out, and so like to ensure that you either Cyrus them up or hit them with Jirachi later, because you are running 2 of them, really makes for a great combo with this Altaria, and it only has 1 retreat. It's a good card, y'all. It's a good card. Now, there is another variant that has like made it further into one of these other tournaments as well, and they are running, there's like no babies, and they're just running 2 Indeedees and 2 Giratinas and 2 Mega Altarias. So you're just setting yourself up, you're just healing up all the way, and you're attacking for 130, whether that's through your Mega Altaria or whether that's through your Giratina. These are your 2 big powerful hitters. You primarily kind of want to just like attack with your Giratina and just like let that finally go down. That's only 2 points, and then bring up your Mega Altaria EX and let that go down, or attack and win there, right? Like 2 sets of 130s, unless there's like a big hitter where Indeedee EX can hit for like 150 or 180 even. It's like, it's really good. So you pair them off really well, and what's really nice again is because you're running Psychic Energy, you can dedicate that to Giratina very quickly, because with this Broken Space Bellow, it really does just take 2 turns to charge up if you dedicate that Psychic Energy. And then while you're attacking with Mega Altaria, or while you're attacking with Giratina, you can heal up to 40 potentially per turn. That Rocky Helmet chips away at your opponent, and like that disrupts them from like wanting to attack as often, but they don't have a choice. And then once you're ready, you can then swing in with your 190 HP, potentially 230 HP, 270 HP. You know what I mean? Like it's just, you're really focused on high power offense here, and once turn 3 hits, you're kind of off to the races here. This species, like as you can see, it's really is supported through supporters in this deck. As you see, your Sabrina, your Giovanni, your Cyrus, your Mars, your Copycat. So again, hyper aggressive, really high damage, and so I really like this look here. Then we continue Magnezone Oricorio Chingling. We actually played this on the channel, and this deck goes crazy. Like this was like a top 4 finish for day 1 in the Pocket Mads tournament, and this deck is just really strong. And you know, like I have to say really twice here, is because what you're noticing is that there are no EXs at all, and because you're in a lightning deck, you get to run your Oricorio, which has your opponents thinking which way or another that they can work around this. If you have 2 of them up, that spells trouble, because you get to build up your Oricorio and attack way more frequently, because you know that you have Magneton to build up the Magnezone at the end here, right? So like you don't need to dedicate energy anywhere else but your Oricorio, which makes it for very strong. Magnezone has 140 HP. You're running 2 Giant Capes in here, so your opponent has to deal with 160 on a non-EX mon that's hitting for 110. And like there's like opposing Chinglings don't really matter. Yes, they might stop a Pokeball, but like you have your stage 1s that you're running 2 stage 1s in here. Your copycat's gonna get you to the cards, you play them, and then you draw these, which makes running these stage 2s feel so consistent. Copycat is such a gem here, and so you don't feel bad for playing this. And then you can find it, and once you get this online and you get your second one online, and there's already a Oricorio that they've been chipping at, they knock out an Oricorio, so what? Here's my other Magnezone, here's my other Oricorio, here's my, like, you know, like, it's just lots of ways to attack, and having to go through 3 mons really makes this a clear winner as well. Then we continue on here to Suicune Greninja. It took 1 card to keep this card current, right? There is literally just 1 addition here. And that is Greninja EX. The ability shifting stream has allowed Suicune to just constantly pivot, and that's just really cool here. I don't know why necessarily you would split these, because this is flop for 10 and then this is water drip for 20. They still require 1 energy and you're only wanting water. Maybe the opponent only had 1 Froakie, I don't know. I would just run double Froakies here, and please let me know in the comment section if this was like a different piece. Like, our HPs are the same, the attacks are just off by 1. So I would definitely just do 2 of these, 2 Greninjas, and everything else stays the same. But you get to draw through your cards, you get to build up, you get to have your board by the end of like turn 2, because Suicune players are able to draw consistently like crazy through this legendary pulse, just through the luck that Suicune players are, which is why this deck is still around for like another meta. But that shifting stream, shifting around for free, not having to worry about leaves, not have to worry about losing your energy, being able to attack there makes it up really well. The only thing that you have to remember though is that this only works for active water Pokemon, so ideally you want to have Suicune EX up front, damage, attack off, then get your Giratina up there if you need to, because you just need to be able to switch an active water Pokemon, but with any of your bench Pokemon, so it's not limited to the type that's back there. And then we continue to Mega Blaziken EX. Mega Blaziken EX actually shot up in terms of popularity, in terms of shares, in terms of like how many people are playing it across the tournaments by a good margin here, and is actually the Heatmore variant that we're seeing in popularity. The Entei EX version, although you do get your draw, it still took a little bit too much of energy investment in terms of attack, in terms of being able to retreat. While you have your use of Flame Patch, you had to like really dedicate that into it, whereas at least with Heatmore, you just attach to 1 energy and you're off to the races, right? Like you're able to attack. Your opponents are gonna play benches, like they don't know which one are you playing. Now that this is like more out there, you might, if you see fire, you might not load up your bench just in case that this is the case here, right? Like you're going into a Heatmore deck, since it can only attack the bench. But this variant does really well. You're able to retreat, you can Flame Patch, get to 2. You still find these pieces very quickly. This gives you room for Lily as well, which is by only having the 1 Flame Patch. I like consistency in here, so I think I would do 2 and a 1 here between these 2, but the chip damage from Rocky Helmet continues to keep your opponent at bay, so that way you can one-shot either through the 120 or the potential burn thereafter. As we continue, we see another Lightning deck come through. Jolteon EX is also another strong EX card in here, and just primarily it's just a full control deck here. Like this is just literally what this is. If you're into controlling the pace, controlling the tempo, this deck is meant for you. Jolteon EX here with the electromagnetic wall, chipping away for 20 damage anywhere on the board at any point that your opponent puts that energy, unless it's from the discard pile, they lose 20 damage. Every single time, whether it's through Misty and they get 10, that is okay. Let me do something very. If they get 5, that's 100 damage, right? Like it is just, it scales as much as you can. If they do babies, they get it, right? Like the only way to not get chipped from Jolteon is through that is through the discard pile. So that's basically, that's Flame Patch, and that's really all that we have currently right now. Or also Elemental Switch if you're moving energy around that way, so therefore you can do that with Vaporeon, but we don't see Vaporeon. What I do like about this deck is that this is only running the boosted evolution for Eevee, just like being able to just jump right into that Jolteon EX right away is really strong. I've played Jolteon EX in like an Eevee box, and like Eevee boxes are great, but like you really do like starting with this boosted evolution. You really do like being able to just jump and evolve right away, because it just changes the nature of the game when your opponent is staring a stage 1 in the face instead of just their basic on that first turn, especially when if you're going first and they automatically have to lose 20 because they got chip damage here. It's super strong here. But other than that, you have your Oricorio, you have your Zeraora. They do their things as we've seen them in Lightning decks. Safeguard against Megas, generate that energy on that first turn, Elemental switch into attacking for 80 as soon as you get to put that energy on there. So like, it's great. It's great. And then we continue into Hydreigon Absol, another variant where we see Mega Absol can do some good work here, but Hydreigon is a strong Pokemon in of itself. It is what the people call it, a dark Rayapardos here. What's nice is that you can essentially you're just free attacking here, right? Like, it just takes 1 energy. You're a stage 2, but you can find your basic through a Pokeball. You rare candy it up into the Hydreigon. You do lose 30 damage, but you attack for 130, and that just spells for a lot. Like, if you start Dino your first turn, you go first, and then they go. They don't have a way to take out that Dino for sure, right? Like, it's the first turn of the game. Their best bet is to hit you with a red card or a Marge or something to disrupt that hand, because you just rare candy into Hydreigon. You attack for 130. They lost their front. What do they do now? Right? Like you can turn to 130 is just so hard to come back from, and especially because you can just continue to roar in unison and like not really feel like you're losing much, because again, Hydreigon is only worth 1 point. That really makes it a strong case, and since it can just like generate its own energy, you can continue to build up Mega Absol. Just drop 1 on the back by itself and you're ready to go. And then the last deck that we're going to talk about today is Decidueye EX. Still taking names, still going through here. But what you'll notice, again, like, how many is this? Let me see. 1, 2, ooh, that 3. But this variant has it 4, and then this variant has it 5. Like, 5 of these decks have Chingling in them, right? Like, it's just such a good card to be able to lock out your opponent on 2 key important cards. Pokeball, Rare Candy. Those are, until we can find something else that helps us with our basics, right? Like, that are the items, which we do have. We have Licia now with 50. We have May now that like helps you swap, but like you do want to be able to play that item card. Like Chingling just stops that there. You'll notice that again for Decidueye, you really want to soften up wherever you can to get like this 100 damage off. So that's where Skill Die for Rowlet, Skill Die for Dartrix comes in, and why that's important. And you'll notice that you're actually going for 2. There's like 2 of these in here, right? Like it's not a 2-1-2 thing here. Like you're using Rare Candies, but this deck is really being like, okay, so I know I'm using Chingling in my grass deck. Are other opponents using Chingling in whatever deck that they're running? If they are, cool. I'm gonna play around it, make it very simple for myself. I'm running 2 stage 2s. That way I can go into it. And what's interesting here is that they're trying to stay low on Pokemon, and they're sticking to 1 Decidueye EX here. I find this to be an interesting call because you can typically go Decidueye EX and Decidueye EX. However, they also might make this call into only having 1 EX because they now have the baby that's included. So their price point map could be Chingling, Decidueye, and then Decidueye EX, which then again not mad at because you do have this additional 3rd Pokemon. So why not go 2 points here to make your opponent go through 3 Pokemon at the end of the day? But either way, because you have all these Pokemon, they opted to go with 2 copycats here. You still have your Form of Healing, you still have your Leaf Cape in here, but Decidueye hits hard. That Sniping Arrow takes out a lot of mons. Decidueye clears the 140s out in 2 with no problem, and as soon as one of them is out, you can like load up your 2nd Rowlet with Decidueye EX, and like that's 100 damage that they can't really out heal from in terms of damage at that point. But yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think of everything that's going on here. Let me know how you feeling. Have y'all also played in any of these like styles of tournaments? Would definitely love to know how far have you gotten in any of these, and which deck did you like playing when it comes to ranked or even tournament play. But yeah, as always, y'all, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, play the notification bell button so that you don't miss out on a thing. Till the next one, y'all. Peace.